I'm going to show you the easiest hack to make a bag tassel. Okay, so I'm showing this on my bog bag. If you don't have a bog bag, that's totally fine. You don't have to use the little disc. I'm going to show you how you can make the tassel part, and then you can customize it for whatever bag you want. If you don't know what a bog bag is, I'm going to show you. So they are these amazing bags that are like Crocs. I love mine because I can take it to the soccer field. I can set it down in dirt. I can put muddy cleats in it and it just washes off. The other thing that I love about it is it stands up. So like even in the car, it will stand up. It doesn't fall over or slouch over. As you can see, I grabbed some of their Instagram so you could see all the different things that people put in their bags, including puppies. So fun. Okay, so here's your simple hack. You are going to go to Michael's and you're going to find these little bundles of trim. Okay, and so they have them in different colors at different times of the year. I happen to get the one that I'm using in this video around July 4th, and so it had red, white, and blue, but as you can see, they come in all different colors. Mine is now on clearance for $1.99. You can use them for all kinds of stuff. As you can see, I pulled them apart and used them on these Day of the Dead cakes that I made for the soccer team. And just all of them together are super cute. So totally get these. You are going to love them. Okay, the other thing you're going to need are these stainless steel wire rings, and those can go around. Of course, you could use yarn or something else. I found these to be super easy to use. So I used that. And then I also, because I was putting a disc on mine, I used this little nub thing so that it would go through my bog bag. I'll put a link to that in my comments if that's something that you're interested in. Okay, so you're going to take your trim and basically, separate it out, make sure that nothing is tangled in there. Now for me, our team colors are blue and yellow and white, as you can see from the edges. So, and it's mostly blue and white. So I went through and I just pulled out all the red, because it was really thick anyway. So I pulled out all of the red ribbon from this ribbon bundle because I'll use that for something else. Christmas is coming, whatever. And if it's a little bit too thick, go ahead and pull out some of the other colors too. I pulled out a couple of white ones as well, just because I felt like it had so much white and I had intended to add in some yellow. So I had a few spools of yellow ribbon and kind of that rickrack trim. So I got those out to kind of see what I liked to weave in with the blue and the white that I had left over. I did look at some bigger ribbon. It was way too big, but I did grab my soccer ribbon as well because I thought that would be cute since this is my soccer bag that I was making this tassel for. So once I decided what ribbon I wanted to add in, I kind of just held it up to my bag to decide how long I wanted the tassel to be. And remember, well, maybe not remember because we haven't gotten to that part yet, but you're going to be folding the ribbon over. So for me, the length of the tassel that I wanted was about half of the length of this trim bundle that I got. So I knew really, I didn't even have to measure it like with a ruler or anything. I just knew that from the middle of the trim bundle until the end, that was how long the yellow pieces needed to be cut. So next steps, I gathered the ribbon that I wanted to use and trimmed them to the right length. I finished off the edges, just making little notches in them so that they wouldn't unravel or fray when it was on the bag. So just cut as many pieces of the extra color ribbon that you want and filter it in. Maybe your school colors are just blue and white. You don't even have to add anything. That would be awesome. But not for me. I had to add in some yellow. So once I got all the pieces cut, I took my ribbon bundle and it was already tied together. So I just snipped it right where that tie was, like you were cutting a long braid off somebody's hair, which is very satisfying. And then I wrapped the whole bundle of trim around my hand, like to see how long it would be, make sure all the pieces were relatively the same length, and kind of decided where I wanted the thicker pieces, if I wanted them on top or underneath. And then the next thing you're going to do is loop it through the metal ring. And I just kind of looped it through. You could open the metal ring too. That would probably be just as easy maybe. And so once you have it all on there, I just kind of pulled it a little bit snug, and then I took one of the ribbons that I had pulled out of the bundle, one of the thinner ones, so that I could create that looped little tie that you do on a tassel, right? So a tassel is basically you just take your embroidery thread or your jute or whatever, and you fold it over, and you have a big bundle of it, and then you cinch it together with another piece to kind of create that sort of tassel form. So you're just doing the exact same thing with this. You're going to loop it over and wrap that little piece around it and cinch it up tight, because you don't want any of the ribbons to fall out. So once you think it's tight enough, then squish it and try and make it tighter again, and tie it in a good knot so that it'll stay together. I considered this side sort of the back, but if you just trim the ends off, you're not going to be able to really tell if it's the back or the front anyway. It's super full. So now you've basically got a tassel, and you could quit right here. I wanted to go a little bit further. Obviously, I had to trim off some of the extra long tails. That one obviously didn't get measured very well. And because I was using a little gibbet, like for the bog bag, I went ahead and added that back in, because I was going to actually put it through the bog bag. If you're not using a bog bag, then you don't have to add this extra little piece that I just put on here. I was going to create, that's the 38 is just something else that I had made too. I guess I'm just showing you too because I was proud of myself. Anyway, so I had these black discs, and they were kind of chalkboard finish. And so that's what I was going to put our team logo on, and I'm going to glue that little flat part of the gibbet to it so that my tassel has that kind of team logo top to it. So I just cut the logo out with my silhouette. Of course, it had all those little tiny pieces, and it drove me crazy, but I finally got it all to stick. If you know, right? So I got my logo done, and I was really happy with the way it turned out. So then all I had to do was glue the little gibbet piece onto the black disc. So for this, I used my trusty E6000, which, if you aren't familiar with it, it's great. It'll glue anything together. It is really smelly though, so you should do it in a well-ventilated area. And it takes a little while for it to set. Now for me, I use this little piece of chalk just to mark exactly where I wanted that gibbet to be glued down so that I kind of wouldn't forget or screw it up. Like I said, you're going to have to let this cure for several hours because the E6000 is not a fast drying glue. So I just let it sit face down like that with the bag tassel attached to it. So that is it. I thought they turned out super cute, and I hope you like them and make some too.